softly. Now,
I don't have a nice voice.
We'll get back to that one. We gotta work on the confidence. Now,
Do you know what? Thank you, Froskurinn, for not taking the pot shot. You could have taken the pot shot, and you didn't. I'm so proud of you.
I'm about lifting people up, not tearing them down. So the thing is the LEC Kings took a long time on that because I'm sure that there was an internal debate because Kalista made it through the bans. And again, we don't know if Upset is staying in the mid lane or if he's going towards the bot lane. Theoretically, he could also go to the top side if he wants to take that Kalista and try to take the 1v1. So I think that they want more information because you still have the likes of the Aphelios, the Ezreal, the Kalista, the Varus. All of these high priority ADCs made it through. Oh, wow. They're going to try to beat Vedius with his Nocturne.
Oh!
And so the fact that they took Ender's comfort pick, Rek'Sai here, tells me that they're just waiting to get more information before they decide not only what champion Upset is going to play, but where they're actually going to place Upset.
How insulting would it be to Andrew Vedius Day and his 12,000 cousins that we've seen on broadcast if he were to be defeated by a mid-lane Nocturne? Do you see this being a possibility, or do you think Chap's going to run there in the jungle?
I think Chap will run into the jungle, especially with the Galio being locked in, but you are correct that Galio can still technically be played into the support position. LEC Kings, they're going full comfort. Everyone is getting their best champion. Wicked's Jax, which has been banned throughout the tournament, is now in his hands. Metacast is not on his 63% win rate Leona, but he is on his next best champion and Nautilus. And then you have Enters Rek'Sai. And meanwhile, on the other side for the French Zoo, they are going the full wombo combo. With these 3 picks, you can already see how this composition works. Everyone presses R simultaneously. Nocturne is flying in. He's got the Galio on his backpack. And then because Chips has no hands, since he's a caster, he's got Malphite duty.
Absolutely the case. I have a few updates to throw your way. We hit the ASMR goal, so the first minute of in-game commentary, both of us will have to speak in an ASMR voice. I'm going to let you go first to coach me, because I really don't know what it is, and
You think I know what I'm doing?
I've never cared to look it up. I may have to Google what is ASMR. Quick few shout-outs. One from Fluidity, $100. Been a hilarious stream. Chat gave me some euphoria. Tell us how genius Ender's pathing is, please. Froskurinn may not lie, but if he does good things, he will. Another one from Stephanie for $100. Let's go, LEC Kings. Pack light, so Upset can carry you over the finish line. I'm going to add onto Stephanie's statement. Let's make Upset happy by allowing the LEC Kings to pack light and not be so heavy. That would be a good turn.
The French Zoo should pick Ezreal right here. You're already going to go full wombo combo inside. Now, Jezu has already shown a couple of different ADCs, but I feel like if you take Ezreal, then you've kind of just taken everything away from Upset. I find it really interesting that we've doubled down on banning every single ADC. So what is going to be the special formula? Oh my god, they're going to counterpick ADC.
Oh, counter ADC. So what does he run? Okay, so Taric is locked in. Also, by the way, Frosk, I want to just let you know that Becca drew this, and I apologize for trying to claim it as my own.
Look me in the eye when you do that, Trevor. Apologize.
I am truly sorry for lying to Yamato Cannon, to the viewers, and to you, Indiana. However, I knew that I would never be able to live up to this awesomeness, and you are worth something amazing, hence the reason going to an amazing artist.
Thank you. I will accept your apology, but you owe that to Becca, and I hope the couch is very friendly.
She genuinely is putting me on the couch. That's not even a joke. So, nevertheless, Ezreal locked in by Upset. So, how do you counterpick this?
The French Duke, you went so wrong. I understand. I see the gimmick in your composition. Again, you have the Taric, you make them invulnerable, everyone flies in, but you don't have any real damage source right now. And the thing is by picking Taric, you gave them full permission that they could run a ranged bot lane here. So it's not the Yuumi, but it is the Swain. If you had picked the Soraka there, you at least could have denied the Ezreal Yuumi. I don't know about this one, Duke.
I don't either. Also, is Vedius going to be running the Swain mid? Oh, please don't kill me, press R, go Hourglass, and hope I'm not blown up before Hourglass starts?
I wanted him to run the Nautilus and actually just do the full Doin because it's he can't kill me. Nautilus, Galio, who really wins there?
Oh, come on, Indiana, come on. We know Vedius, Andy better than that. When would he put himself on Nautilus duty? Unless the world was going upside down and we were entering the Twilight Zone, that young man would not be on Nautilus duty.
Okay, but let's take some stock here. So the LEC Kings, we already talked about, they got full comfort basically across the board. You got Upset on Ezreal. They are synonymous with each other. You can say, hey, Ezreal's playing Upset. Upset's playing Ezreal. Same difference. You got Medic on his Nautilus, Wickd on his Jax, Ender on his Rek'Sai, and then some random Swain in there. They're just thinking that that's the Band-Aid that can fix Vedius' chain feeding and trying to make Daniel donate $1,000. On the other side, full gimmick composition here from the French Zoo. They're all going to press R together. They're all going to fly in, and my eyes are really on Jezu. I feel like they have a little bit too much physical damage. We'll keep our eyes on how much AP Chips is going to be building here, as well as that Galio. But I feel like some itemization issues might come into the French Shoes composition if this game goes late.
There's no doubt about it. And talking about the first minute, at 1 minute on the clock, I'm going to try my hand at this ASMR nonsense. Don't know what it is, never heard of it. I'm just going to try switch over.
You just have to talk really soft.
Talk
just be
really
very
slow.
Gentle. Yeah,
10
not slow,
seconds.
just soft.
10
it's
seconds.
just about really the depth of your voice and just all of the colors through your voice. It's like a Pocahontas quote. Colors of the wind. Colors
I don't know what a Pocahontas is, other than a animated series or book or story I've never read, heard, or watched. I'm neither cultured nor educated in this.
All the Disney. So right now, we're setting up with a clever level 1 play. You can see that the trinket's been set down by the LEC Kings. They are clearly trying to catch out the jungler who's starting topside. Let's see if the French Zoo fall for this one.
We're going to find out, and for every $500, an additional minute of ASMR can be unlocked. You can extend that time if fans choose to vote with their wallets. Chap will be running the Nocturne in the jungle, while the French Zoo may have thrown the intimidation play at young Andrew Vedius Day, the Welshman from West Wales. They did not put it in the mid lane to truly shut him down, and Vedius is indeed running the Swain Nautilus bottom lane. This tells me, don't die, we're scared. Don't kill us, Miss Zoo.
I feel like there was a little bit of a missed opportunity here for Ender. Now, there is a trinket. If observers can quickly pan over to the Rek'Sai blue buff, you can see that Chap is actually been spotted out on this blue. Upset, moving over, possibly going for the steal. Not going to get in time, but Ender now is just going to trade sides of the map. We have a split map, which does allow Vedius and Medic to continue to be aggressive and not get caught out and chain feed on the bottom side of the map. But I feel like Ender, if he had a bit more information, he would have tried to steal a bit more camps away from Chap.
And of course, now that the minute is over, we can return to normality.
Why didn't you tell me that I could talk normally?
Be aggressive. I'm trying to remember, what was the thing from the rest of the code? Be aggressive.
It's cold,
it's cold in here. There must be some Tauros in the atmosphere. I said, oi, oi, oi. Ice, ice, ice. Oh, here comes Chap. Wicked's going to be able to get the Counter-Strike stun. He's going to be able to be feared. No! A lovely little leap away to the Mignones. Wicked was once upon a time camped and ganked in every professional game of his career. So he is very experienced in this. An upset in the mid lane. I think the strategy of let Upset have a self-reliant mid lane champion and then have Ender gank for him. We've seen 2 games in a row. It hasn't paid off just yet. But Vedius may die, and he does, conceding first blood while Medic was going to ward.
So we've got some communication problems across the board for the LEC Kings here. First and foremost is the fact that Ender played a split map because they saw that Nocturne had taken control of the blue buff. So Wicked shouldn't have been that far forward over into the lane to open himself up to a gank and lose his flash. Yes, he saves his life, but he loses his flash, which makes him a target for next time, especially post level 6 with how the Nocturnal and the Malphite ultimate can set up for that. The second problem was Vedius dying for first blood.
Exactly.
We're gonna fight anyway.
Yeah, definitely going to keep the battle going. There was a decent dredge line to start. Jezu dancing on the edge of the tower range. Jezu's going to be able to sweeping blade his way through a target. And then the dredge line clicks onto Treyton, and final kill credit will be donated over to Upset. Very clear. Put that boy in carry mode.
You can see who are the dogs on this team. It is everyone, and they're all looking at Upset. He's just walking the whole pack right now. He's like one of those dog walkers you see, and they've got like 50 animals attached to him.
What's the there's a television show, is it Angel something or other, the dog whisperer from LA, and he has a name. I'm gonna look it up later. Man, I'm such a boomer. But anyways,
you still watch TV, like the fact that you just like, I was watching something on television, I'm like, is that a streaming service? Can I watch it on Twitch?
The words. No, I heard the words. They left my. I actually think he's called the dog whisperer, and the words left my mouth, and I went, "Oh, I'm saying this to the wrong person. I'm never gonna live this down."
No, I know, it's a TLC show.
There we go. Okay, yes, you know it. That means you're old like me.
Mate, I'm almost 30. Like I.
Yes.
Let's be honest. Like I've been down, my knee pops, and I'm like, I'm never getting back up. This is it. I'm just gonna die on the ground.
Frost, my hip actually clicks. If I sit on the sofa, and I've been sitting on the sofa a lot thanks to quarantine, I walk down the hallway to the bathroom and my hip clicks. I'm like, this is way too early. This is way too early.
I went to bed one night and I didn't put a pillow in between my legs to like keep my hips like centered, and I woke up the next morning and I had back pain. I was like, this is it.
Oh, it's all downhill from here. It's all downhill.
Oh!
No, I didn't even see that actually. I was reading a shout out. Kimsit! Shout out to you, solo kill, Wickd, dumpsters, chips. That's why you're on Malphite, Jude.
No problem. You got no hands. You can't do nothing.
I didn't see how it happened. Did you see the setup?
He literally just jumped on him. There was nothing to talk about. Chips.
Oh, okay.
Chips is like, yeah, I can farm here safely. I have flash. There's no way he can kill me. And Wickid's like,
we hella overhyped that then. The thing is,
this Joker right now.
I'm actually
no idea how much damage
exceptionally disappointed. I am 100% aligned with the French zoo. I want France, Vive la France, to win, to be the champions of EU face-off. My allegiance has been for sale all weekend long. And as we've entered the final matchup, there are only two options available. The wrong team in the LEC Kings and the winning team in the French zoo. And that is who I am currently supporting. As Medic casters shoving forward. I mean, look, it's a 700 goal lead, 2 kills to 1. We've seen Ender ganking more in the last 2 days than in his entire ranked, solo queue ranked career ever. I think he's doing pretty well as Dredge line goes down. Let me know what you think of this play and this Swain, Froskurinn, because I'm not yet convinced.
Well, I'm going to tell you that a potential dive is coming through. So we talked about how the French do have a very phenomenal ball lane. You can already see that they're starting to really muscle out the Medi-Vedi romance here. Vedius is struggling, and it's basically all about upset. As soon as upset moves, that's where the success is going to be for the LEC Kings. So if the French Zoo can just keep upset busy, keep him locked down in his lane, then they should continue to win, at least on this bot lane. Now, that said, Jax does have a kill, scales incredibly well, is also bowling out the casters, and I feel like this is going to be who's heavier, Vedius or Chips?
Well, we're going to find out. Vedius flash this time round. We'll get him to safety. Medic is helping out once again. Multiple Nautilus appearances throughout the course of the tournament. From 8 till 9 minutes, Froskurinn, we're going to do another ASMR as Tweekz will arrive in the mid lane to help pick up a kill onto Medic. Paranoia goes down. Vedius killed by his alter ego, Nocturne. 3 kills to 2. Yes! The French Zoo are right back in this. Run away, Chips. Run away, Chips. You've got the unstoppable force available to you. He's able to escape. 8 minutes. 60-second ASMR. Let's start.
And I think the issue is right now is that while Upset did get first item Sheen, he was donated the blue buff, he's not able to compete with Tweek's wave clear to just hard shove and then look for the run. Now, top side. Goes into it. Goes
they are
the
indeed.
knock-up, but it's
I was
followed.
hoping to play-by-play that one, but the Furious Bite picks up the kill, and unfortunately, I was muscled out by the superior caster.
I'm very sorry. I should have made room for you.
Now you know. I'm interested in ASMR play-by-play. Can you explain to me what the is, as I don't yet understand?
I don't know, honestly.
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure ASMR is just cheap and porn, and that's for free anyway, so...
I'm not gonna lie. I thought the same when listening to 2 Girls 1 Cast earlier today. Moving on, the score is at 3-3. The LEC Kings are picking up a few.
That's your one warning.
There will be There will be some conversations after this weekend. This
Ask
is all.
for forgiveness, not permission, Trevor.
Who taught you that, Indiana? I like them a lot. Okay, apparently we have a new donation incentive. This is the last game, so we are going to be pushing donations a lot. We're already at 342 grand over the course of MSS and EU. LEC fans watching, you guys have done so much to help the battle against COVID. So this next one is going to be, it's an EU French zoo. I'll get to this in a moment. Chap is in trouble. Treyton's going to come in with the Cosmic Radiance. It does so much work! The Kings are losing their crowns, their thrones are being destroyed, and it's a worse ending than Game of Thrones Season 8, as Medicast is now running for his life. I'll continue reading my lines. It's an EU French zoo. We've been asked to impersonate zoo animal noises on air as requests from the audience. You can now request, oh my word, for $75 a zoo impersonation. That is insane, actually. I don't know how we'll do that. Wicked's going to look for another solo kill, won't find it. I'm going to do one call out. I'll do CP and you do the next one for us. CP for $1,000. Been playing League since Season 3 and absolutely love what Riot did, what Riot is doing to support COVID relief. Keep fighting the good fight. CP for $1,000. That is crazy good. Thank you so much.
And then Pajama Monster, aka QuickShot's wife, for $100. I'm sorry, Trevor. I feel like I put you in this position. How about I join you on the couch to make up for it?
So ironically,
she's very forgiving.
No. So Pajama Monster is not my wife. My wife is actually next to me bringing my dinner right now.
Wait, that's
and I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this in a second. Hold on, let's carry on going here. There's a fight in the mid lane. Chap is looking for the knocker. Becca, do not leave. Wicked's gonna be the next target. Ender's already fallen. The French zoo will find themselves another kill. Right, ladies and gentlemen who are watching on stream, my wife is genuinely behind me right now. Pajama Monster has paid $100 to say, I'm sorry, Trevor, I feel like I put you in this position. How about I join you on the couch to make up for it?
Oh, I see. Okay, I get it now.
So, somebody else wants to join me on the couch, which my wife is relegating me to because I lied earlier, which I've apologized for. It could be Martin. It could be Martin Sims. It could also be someone else. I need to know a little bit more information before I cut on the couch.
In my fanfiction, it's Martin, so I'm just going to go with that one. But
yeah.
Peeking in on this cast, and I believe, do we have to go back to ASMR?
I don't know if we do. I think there was an explanation of what it is,
okay.
But we don't have to do it.
I'm just going to go to ASMR because it will hopefully cover the rage that is seething deep within my bones right now at seeing the Kings just fall apart. They took the gamble. They decided to put Upset into the mid lane, but they put him on a champion like Ezreal, who just does not have the same mid lane dominance as someone like Illusion does, and Vedi have been cracked wide open like an egg, and it's about to get worse.
Well, thank you to the little Albana. $200. If I can't spend my money in bars with my friends because of COVID, then the poor people who suffer under COVID-19
I'm the poor person suffering right now watching this.
Compliments of that donation plus the $1,000 from CP. We have 2 full minutes of ASMR. Treyton is throwing down the Cosmic Radiance, and it will buy some time for Jezu. But Rito from the LEC Kings will be able to find the kills. They still find themselves 1,500 gold down in this game. And the second minute of ASMR will end at the 13-minute timer. Indiana, Froskurinn, Black.
So there's some good news and there's some bad news. The good news is that if you're an LEC Kings fan, Vedius and Medicast will still be worth something on the champions that they have because they're relatively low econ to still put out some worthwhileness to the team. The bad news is, if you're an LEC fan, is that Yasuo is hella fed 4-0 and 4. He's already got the completed Phantom Dancer, and this is going to be a nightmare. One of the win conditions that the LEC Kings had is they thought, we've got Jax, we've got Wickd, we can play a side lane. Well, when you're against a Nocturne and a Galio and a fed Yasuo, good luck playing that side lane at any point in the game.
I have no idea what this team is going to do. I think we're going to have to start doing some animal noises in the not too distant future, by the way.
Okay, I can't do any animal noises. I just like I can't even baw. Like that's my best baw as a sheep. Like bah. Like that's what
animal impersonation. Eddie Ruckus requests QuickShot's impersonation of a walrus. Now the thing is, we'll take it in a moment. Paranoia gets thrown down. That's the engagement to Medicast. He's going to get chunked out. Chap, 304 secures the kill. Tweekz 202 on the Galio. Despite the fact that Chips is being eaten like the French fries of his nation's notoriety, they didn't even invent them, he is being dunked the third time. Another one onto Vedius. He will eventually die as Jezu pokes him with the pokey bit, gets another kill. I need to Google what a walrus sounds like. I don't know if anyone's seen
It's like
has anyone seen the Kevin Smith film called Tusk?
No.
That's the only walrus I can think of. It's incredible. 100% mandatory watching. Kevin Smith, shout out from me, one of my favorite producers, directors ever. But I'm going to look up what a walrus sounds and I'll come back and do the noise. So Froskurinn,
I think I literally just did it.
I know, but I have to do. I don't know. I'm going to research. I'm not taking your word for it. That's an earth. That's not like one of the real.
I actually think it should be mandatory that Vedius, after this, changes his caster name to Vedius. What are you... Are you okay? What? What's happening?
Sorry, I actually just played a walrus's noise from my headset into my microphone. And that is what a walrus sounds like. People on the internet paid for that. I'm not doing that to punish people. I was made to do it.
Well, meanwhile, while you were playing around with the zoo animals, the French zoo were playing around with the LEC Kings. A successful dive on Vedius again. Now, they do trade some flashes, but otherwise, Dracos is really going to have to open up the piggy bank here because Vedius is like, for a good cause, I think I can make it 20 on the day.
We might actually have to chip in to help Dracos out, right? Like, there's a lot of money. Dracos committed earlier to pay $10 per Vedius death, but even he didn't anticipate this level of performance.
He's at a 50 already, like.
Oh my
I think
words.
it was 80 from the previous game.
Unbelievable. Look, the French zoo are popping off. 12 kills to 5, 2 dragons. They're about to get their second tower. Honestly, things are looking grim. Slightly serious tone for a moment. Frosk, do you think the composition from the LEC actually has the ability to come back from this deficit?
Oh, not when your bot lane is 0-8-4 collectively.
Well, there you have it. The French zoo are moments away from being crowned E-Face-Off champions. No,
okay.
look, I mean...
The issue is that it's like it's a two-man show right now. Wickd and Upset are going to have to pull off some miracle plays. At this point, yeah, Andrew's looking at his Jax and he's looking at his Ezreal and he's like, these are the two people who can actually play the game right now, who have eyes and can see what's happening, and I'm going to start camping their lane. So Andrew's just going to be a ping pong ball in between Upset and on Jax, or Upset and Wickd. Issue is that he can only stall out for so long before the French Zoo complete some of these big items. Just take a look at Yasuo's completed inventory right there, and just start to force fights. And especially with the early 2 dragons, the next dragon's coming up in 1 minute. They're going to be super keen for that fight. The Baron's going to be spawning relatively soon after that. So I feel like we're in a slight lull state for maybe like, I'm going to say 3 minutes where the LEC Kings can continue to avoid the French Zoo, to run away from them. But in about 3 minutes, 4 minutes, shit's gonna hit the fan. I'm just gonna be very real with you right now. The LEC Kings are gonna be in a world of hurt because they will have to fight for one of these big objectives. Yeah, absolutely the case. And I mean, it's gonna be so difficult to get past everything on the side of the zoo. I mean, look, on the bright side, that damage profile you talked about in draft is still extremely relevant. So maybe there's a little window. I can kind of feel like Jax, Ezreal, Swain, with some time, can do well, but how on earth they're going to buy that time in the situation they're in, I just don't know. Mental fortitude, Indiana Froskurinn Black, as the coach of the LEC Kings, maybe former coach, maybe you have the chance to throw in the towel at some point in the next few months. I'll give you that option. How would you anticipate their mental is right now? I've heard that Upset is great in comms, that he's great at micromanaging everyone around, so hopefully he can keep the casters just level-headed, keep things open, keep communicating with Ender, and that's kind of what I'm betting on right now. I'm just hoping that an Origin player being in comms right now will scare everyone to put their passive-aggressive egos to the side and really just focus on letting this guy carry.
Oh, we're going to have to find out. Dragon number 3 at 19 minutes. Going to go over the wall from Ender, forced to flash out. The French Zoo are 5 minutes away from a Mountain Drake. Arguably, one of the least powerful ones, will not help them that much as Medicast will get caught out behind his own tower. 052, 042. The bot lane combined. Things are not looking good for the LEC Kings, but I am ecstatic to see this. I am owned by the French Zoo. I am a fan, and they are on the verge of picking up their second tower here as Tweekz is waiting in the wings. I mean,
yeah,
look,
there's
they're
going in.
That's it. Cosmic Raid is going to buy so much time. Chips is diving onto Upset. The Paranoia is going to send him sideways. That's 2 members of the LEC Kings down. Upset still caught by that knockup as Wickd is trying to do what he can. Another tower falls. Upset and Wickd run for their lives. Remember, this entire passage of play started with Medic dying out and then being pushed through the mid lane. 405, 207, 706. The cages are open and the Zoo's running wild.
Let me tell you, that is all she wrote. This should be a pretty clean victory coming out of the French Zoo from this point, because I just don't see how the LEC Kings are going to pull this one back. Now, I can understand. You could smell the desperation. Ender wanted to go try to steal the Drake, to try to delay or extend some of the time that the LEC Kings had. They didn't want the Dragon Soul to be kind of the game-defining moment, but
yeah.
The issue was that the LEC Kings got caught afterwards and then just got slammed by that second Rift Herald on their tower. So I think they've hemorrhaged a bit too much. They took a gamble,
Agreed.
took a desperation. They couldn't cut their losses, and now I think the French are going to run away with this one. That is a 7-0-6 on this Yasuo.
And with that note, because I'm happy that they're going to be running away with this, Indiana, I'm going to turn my attention really quickly. This is the last sort of 45 minutes of content that we are going to be streaming and presenting. This is the last chances for donations and for callouts. The LEC portion of the mid-season Streamathon will be coming to a close. We've had so much fun up until this point. It's been really weird and really strange and really difficult. We're about to see Wickd die once more, but just for the last few minutes of fun. For $75 donation, you can get Zoo noises, $100 for shoutouts on stream. Frost or I will read it. This is a gigantic team fight in which the LEC Kings are currently losing. And for every $500 that we hit cumulatively, we will do ASMR casting for a minute or two. Riot.com/donate. That is where it goes. It helps doctors, nurses, and other frontline responders to communities in need. Right now, the LEC Kings community is in need. They're not one of the people you can donate to help because, frankly, they deserve the pain that they are feeling. But for everybody else suffering from COVID, that's who we're helping out today. That was a bit too dark. I probably shouldn't have gone there, but it's done.
All I'm going to say is that the French Zoo just went full Tiger King on the LEC Kings.
Woo! Oh, I love it. In this scenario, are the LEC Kings Carol Baskin's former husband? Moving on, the Baron is trying to be interrupted as the LEC Kings will teleport in and push them away. Now that one will get me in trouble. They don't get the Baron, Froskurinn, but here's a replay of that top dive that I spoke over. Would you like to break it down?
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. This is what's about to go down. The French do just annihilate them. Beautifully coordinated with all of their ultimates. Great juggling of the tower aggro. That said, they're all ridiculously tanky because they're all super snowballed ahead of the clock at this point. And unfortunately, the LEC Kings are just going to funnel in to their death.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt about it. It really feels like the LEC Kings are on their last legs here. I've got one last sellout thing just to talk about. There is a silent auction going on over at priceless.com/MSS, and both Dash and I have a Summoner's Rift or a gaming date and a conversation. We've been having some playful banter, and honestly, I just want to put it out there. The European fans that are bidding on a date with me are so much better and so much stronger. We're up to $350 to just hang, talk nonsense, and play a game. I am a worse player than Dash. I'm not as good looking as Dash, but you know what? I'm more likable and lovable because I'm winning! Yes, I love you guys. Thank you for donating for me. I really hope we beat him, and that will really make my weekend if I can, for the rest of my life, tell Dash I won this auction and he didn't.
And reminder, we've also got other prizes, such as a tour of the LEC studio with Shocks, as well as a virtual tour of the LCS studio with Avilie May. So it's not just Trevor and James who are in a competition.
It is, Frost. It really is. We're in direct competition. There's no doubt about that. And also, we know our places. We're never going to win versus Shocks and Avilie. We know that, right? There's a tier list. Come on. But as long as the two of us can have slightly not healthy competition because I want to win, then that's all that matters. Frosk, the Zoo are winning. Would you like to resign from your post as coach?
Yeah, I would.
I accept that. I accept. You were never officially their coach, right? Like, they added you at the end because they wanted some extra support, but like, you weren't registered from the start, and
also,
you did what
all
you
the
could.
things that I told them to do, they all decided not to do.
Well, there you go. There you go.
I told them to prioritize bot lane. I told them to counterpick jungle. I told them to neutralize mid lane. And I told them to always have the superior scaling.
Froskurinn, let's talk about the French Zoo. From the beginning of this tournament, you had all of the hype and expectation on this squad. And looking at this team to be potential champions, they are what feels like moments away. Say gold up, 14 kills up. I mean, let's give a little bit of hype here.
And it's a bit salt in the wound because they're also beating them with Vedius' Nocturne. So this is probably the final stand for the LEC Kings here because the Zoo is on the Baron. Can Inder get the steal?
No, because Jezu will interrupt him. He's still going to go for the try. Ender's inside the pit and he's dead. I believed it for a few minutes. I believed it. But he wasn't able to, the French Zoo, pick up the Baron. The French Zoo have the ability to close this game out. The EU face-off started with 6 teams. Europe, Italy, Germany, Poland, Spain, and France. And France are knocking on the door to close it out. To be the undisputed champions, Froskurinn Law stole all of the strats and information. She fed the French Zoo the info. And without her espionage, maybe the French Zoo would not have been able to do this. It's our fault. We should have kept Law out of our meetings.
The French Zoo are just too strong. And all I'm going to say is that if the LEC Kings wanted a bot laner to go 0-9, they could have just called me.
A double kill for Jezu. 10, 1, and 8. Chips, Chap, Tweekz, Jezu, Treyton, Noir, the rest of the French Zoo. Viva la France. This is the final siege. Oh, Froskurinn. It feels bad to see LEC losing, but it feels good to see the French Zoo diving in. If the French Zoo is 10 million fans, I'm one of them. If the French Zoo is 10 fans, I am one of them. If the French Zoo has one only fan, and it's me. If the world is against the French Zoo, I am against the world. Viva la France, the EU face-off champions!
Omelette du fromage.
Omelette du, that's all you can say, that's all you can say, that's all you can say. Anybody that knows Dexter's Lab will remember that one. Look, honestly, that is a slightly disappointing end from the LEC Kings. They had such a fantastic performance earlier today, but we have had ups, we have had downs, we've had drama, we have had craziness, we've had a lot of silliness. This entire mid-season streamathon is to battle COVID and to help the relief funds, and Froskurinn and I've had a lot of fun with this. Thank you for joining me and teaching me what ASMR was.
No, thank you. I've had a lot of fun all day, and like I said, it was for, or like you said, it was for a good cause, so I'm extremely pleased with how Europe has shown up today.
Yeah, I mean, not only the broadcasts, the players, the pros, the former pros, the fans, and Froskurinn yourself as well. You and I had a conversation before the show began. You even tweeted about it. The tone of these shows, the silliness, it's not something that is particularly in the wheelhouse. Frankly, it's not in my wheelhouse either. I can go over the top, but that's not funny. Frosk, I think you absolutely kicked it out the park this event, and I've had a lot of fun casting with you.
Super easy when I'm surrounded by as many incredible, talented broadcasts that we have. Not just on camera, but also behind camera. Our producers are hilarious.
Agreed. And honestly, I feel awful when I see Sharks shoutcasting in 5 different languages. I barely speak English. I feel awful when Dracos draws fantastically while shoutcasting and I have to get my wife to do my homework for me. But it's been super fun. Froskurinn, I would like you to do the call out, if you please. There's one in chat, and I think it'll mean more from the former coach of the LEC Kings.
For a big $270, Daniel Dracos, and he says, for Andrew Day, long may he int, 27 deaths over 4 games. Truly a top-level performance.
We'll let that sink in for a moment as the ASMR goals were hit several times. I just want to give one more huge thank you. Honestly, like, we've had 50 to 100k viewers over the English channels alone for loads of this. This is a silly, fun tournament. It's for charity and everything, and the support that you have all given us is mind-boggling. We still have about 30 minutes or so that we want to actually try and fill on the show. So we're busy preparing for a number of interviews and some post-game content. So while they're busy setting that up, Froskurinn, if you could pick, let's say, your fondest memory of the last 2 days and the one you wish never happened. Give me one of each and then I'll do the same.
I wish the pirate cast never happened. I went home and I tried to practice my pirate voice and I still can't do it. I can't make funny voices. I'm sorry, guys. This is where I fail. I have limitations. My favorite moment was 2 girls, 1 cast, and Rock out with his croc out.
You said that in the same game.
To which then Kevin pinged into my ear. He's like, that's enough now.
I'm going to say I think my fondest, actually both my fondest memory and the one that I wish didn't happen, when Yamato Cannon said, let's do Techno Viking. And both of us went out and did Techno Viking. Now that in itself is fantastic. Techno Viking is a special place in my heart. My younger brother's nickname is Norseman, and it's because of Techno Viking. Like, he was like, hey, what can I steal and like turn his own way? So very, very special place in my heart. The other thing is both of us kind of just dancing in like basically our boxes. We didn't really think it through and like walking away from the camera. So definitely will rethink my wardrobe next time.
Reminder, because the French do have won, 12... yeah. $12,500 have been donated from Riot on behalf of the French Zoo.
That is fantastic. Also, Indiana, do you know who we're going to give homework to? Do you know one of the other things that was at stake for the winners of EU Face-Off? Every single broadcast that took part in this event would have to pay homage to the winners of EU Face-Off on day 1 of the summer split.
So what are we going to do? Am I going to like eat a baguette?
Well, I don't think you need to. I mean, you weren't their coach.
That's right. I wasn't. I wasn't on the graphic.
No, there was no official documentation. So hypothetically, who would you pick? Who would you pick on June 12th when the LEC starts? Like, I'm struggling to think. We can't use Yamato. He's in Korea.
There's that. What's his name? He's tall. American.
Oh, starter, beginner, noob.
Yes.
Youngling. Oh, Ender. Okay, we'll go Ender.
And those other two, the
weird couple,
the English guys.
They used to be European. They're not anymore. One dies a lot, Vedius, and the other guy was like a doctor or something. Vedius and Doctor. Yeah, so we'll go starter, Vedius, Doctor. The 3 of them. Oh, France. A huge congratulations. Frosk, any final words before I finally throw to the interview?
No, this has been amazing. Again, just a huge shout out and a congratulations to Europe. You guys showed up huge for the Streamathon and to help the relief for COVID-19. So. And
also, you surprised the hell out of me. I expected this to be a lot more toxic and a little bit more like dangerous. Everyone bought into this in good spirits and had a lot of fun. I'm telling you as it is, you guys were awesome. Without the fans, without the viewers.